What's up, good people? I'm Dr. Seth, clinical psychologist, Dr. Seth Meyers, and I'm going to talk today a little bit about one of the most common but serious problems that people deal with emotionally, and that's the problem of jealousy. Jealousy. So in this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about three of the main reasons why people can get jealous. Let's take a minute first and just look at the word jealousy. Jealousy stems in part from the French word jalousie. And it's funny, a lot of people talk about how beautiful the French language sounds. Jalousie, it sounds beautiful. It just rolls off the tongue. But the beauty of the sound of that word is really in stark contrast to the kind of graphic emotion of jealousy. I've heard some people talk about jealousy as being an ugly color in someone or an ugly emotion. Now, I don't actually agree with that. The truth is that jealousy is a human emotion. And when someone feels it, the most important thing to do is to identify what the reason for it is. It's only once we really understand why something is a problem or that something is a problem to begin with that then we can go about trying to correct the problem, to fix it. So that's sort of the root of the word jealousy. Just a little trivia here on jealousy. Who said this about jealousy? Many years ago, jealousy is the, quote, green-eyed monster, unquote. Who said that? Can you figure it out? Well, I'll give you a little hint. Think Romeo and Juliet, and there you've got it. Shakespeare called jealousy the green-eyed monster. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about three of the main reasons why people can get jealous. And the first one has to do with insecurity. Hands down, insecurity is one of the most common and frequent causes of jealousy that I have seen in my clinical work as a clinical psychologist. This sense of insecurity can cause a person to try to over control things in their life because they feel so insecure about it. So, for example, someone may be in a romantic relationship and get very jealous of the idea that their partner may be interested in someone else. There is an underlying insecurity that they are not enough to keep their partner interested, that they are not appealing enough, attractive enough, valuable enough to keep their partner interested. One term that you may have heard when it comes to insecurity or feeling insecure is this term inferiority complex. Now, that's actually not a term that exists in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. That's really not a term that we use today. But the point is that there is this underlying feeling of inferiority, of not being good enough, that can underlie that insecurity, that can cause a person to feel really jealous. One point that I want to make about insecurity, I think, is extremely important and one that doesn't necessarily make sense unless we look at it more closely. And that's that insecurity is not absolute. So a person who can be insecure is not necessarily insecure in every single part of their life. So, for example, you may have a man who feels extremely secure in his work life, extremely efficacious. That means his ability to follow through on his goals and achieve things. So he may feel extremely secure in his job, and yet in his romantic relationship, he may feel extremely insecure. So insecurity, remember, is not absolute. One can be secure in some parts of their life, but insecure in others. Another reason why someone may be more prone to jealousy is because they tend to have a more obsessive thinking style. So just in general, these are individuals who they can not only have thoughts, especially negative ones, like anyone does, that come and pass, they're fleeting, but they have a way of getting stuck in those thoughts. They are prone to obsessive thinking, to getting stuck thinking about things that maybe cause them distress that they can't stop thinking about. So an obsessive thinking style is often something that goes along with jealousy. The person may have a thought, I wonder if so-and-so is cheating on me. I wonder if so-and-so might be interested in somebody else. I wonder if that person might have gotten that job offer but not told me, the job offer that I was hoping I would get myself. They may think these thoughts, while a lot of other people could be able to think the thought, but not live in the thought, just let the thought pass like a wave that just moves on and flows. No, someone who's more obsessive can get stuck thinking about it and have a great difficulty getting unstuck from that thinking. Another factor that can cause jealousy is being prone to paranoid thinking, being prone to paranoid thoughts. The person who is prone to paranoia may have had experiences in the past where they were betrayed by someone who is very close to them. They may have trusted someone. It may have been a parent who hurt them or demeaned them or who even left them. There may be this underlying fear of abandonment that causes them to feel paranoid later in life when they start to depend on others and emotionally need others. That may make them feel extremely uncomfortable and nervous if they were left or betrayed or neglected or demeaned in the past. So a paranoid proneness can really cause a person to misperceive things in the present day, to look for evidence to support this belief that they will be betrayed, that they cannot trust others, that depending on others is not safe. If you are a relatively healthy individual and you are attracted to relatively healthy individuals, most people who are healthy are able to depend on others in a reasonable way, to trust others. And that trust and that dependence is reciprocal. But we know that's not always the case. So someone who is prone to jealousy may be more likely to get paranoid at times based on their history, based on betrayal in the past, based on a pattern perhaps of behavior where others have shown them that depending on them, relying on someone to be good and trusting isn't safe. These are a few of the most common reasons why people who get jealous tend to be that way. I always tell people there's usually always a reason, some sort of reason why we all are the way we are. We learn to construct defense mechanisms to help give us a sense of security in this world so that the world and people who can feel very mysterious and unpredictable can actually feel more predictable to us. Because what people really want is a sense of certainty. It is this sense of certainty in the world that makes us feel like we can trust the world. The world is safe for us to operate in. These are a few of the reasons why someone who is a jealous person, someone who struggles with jealousy, can get jealous. These are a few of the reasons, and hopefully understanding that can make it make a little bit more sense to you. Now, if you are the person who struggles with jealousy, I'm sure you don't like that jealousy. I'm sure it feels heavy. It feels conflicted. It feels like a very heavy weight to carry around. And sometimes people who feel really jealous, they deep down are afraid they can't even trust their own instincts. It is not an easy problem to have. These are, though, some of the main reasons why jealousy exists. And the first step, if this is a problem you have, is to identify the number one reason that relates to your jealousy. Understand that. Continue to get educated about that jealousy. The more educated you get about it, the more you understand why you can get jealous or why another person can get jealous, the less you will take it personally, the better you can manage it. The better you can manage how you respond to that jealousy, whether it's in someone else or whether it's in you when it rears its head. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, you can like this video or subscribe to the channel. And you can also check out my podcast. I have a new episode each week on mental health topics where we gain insight into ourselves and others. Insight with Dr. Seth, the podcast.